In this video, we're going to talk about sexual intimacy or lack thereof.
Welcome to our YouTube channel. We are Marcus and Ashley Kusi, and we are bloggers from ourpeacefulfamily.com, where we help married couples become better husbands and wives.
So we actually have two questions from our readers today, and they're both about the same topic, so we decided to cover them all in one video. The first question is how to deal with a sexless marriage, and the second just said sexual intimacy. The first thing that I think is so important when it comes to your sexual intimacy in your relationship is communication. There are so many people, especially of older generations, who talking about sex was almost like it's a taboo, and it was seen as something hidden or dirty even, but usually private. So it can be hard to sometimes bring a new thinking into your relationship where you can be open. It can be really hard to be open about your wants and your needs and your desires with your partner.
Yeah, your fantasies.
Yeah. So I think one of the best things you can do is start to communicate. We never have had a sexless marriage, but there were times in our marriage where having a baby and becoming new parents, things were not as frequent as we both would have liked. And so we were like, this isn't going the right way. Like, we like to rate the parts of our marriage and have what we call check-ins. And I can remember we sat down and we're like, I'm really not feeling that this is on a scale of 1 to 10. This is not a 10. It's really lacking. What can we do to make it better? By framing it that way, we are making it so that it's us versus the problem. The problem is our sexual intimacy is lacking. And now it's up to us to find the solution. And so we talked about it and we're like, well, what is it that you need to feel in the mood? What is it that how frequent do you each want to have sex? Because in most relationships, one person is going to have a higher drive than the other person. So to find a number that works for both of you, where you can both have your needs met, is a very important thing to do. And then I think if you talk about sex and just for fun, that can help. You can sit down and start the conversation. Like, tell me what your top 3 fantasies are. Or is there any new toys that you'd like to try in the bedroom? Or have you ever thought about role play? Or, is there anything?
Have these sexual conversations outside of the bedroom so it's more open and it's something that is very productive. Because when you're talking about sex in the bedroom, there's a chance that you'll end the conversation and have sex.
Well, that's good if you're having a sexless
Yes.
marriage. That's where we want it to end up. But it also is sometimes, from the research that I've done, a lot of women can feel pressured with even just physical touches. Like, that's your expectation. And it's helpful if you have these conversations in a place where you make it clear that there's no pressure to have sex right away. You want to ease back into it for some. And then some people might be like, you know what, we're not having sex, let's go have sex. And then they just do it, right? Because the more you have it, the more you're going to want to have it, right?
Yeah. And then on the other side, what you want to do is that you want to do other things that are not necessarily sexually related. Like, you want to be hugging each other, you want to be giving each other massages,
snuggling while you talk.
Yep. You want to cuddle and watch movies or listen to a podcast. Like, doing those kind of things will help you guys start building that bond that you used to have,
Physical
intimacy, and to bring you guys closer together. And then that eventually, over time, let's say, I don't know how long to be, but over time, as you guys do that consistently, it will lead to you guys bringing back the sexual desires that you guys want, and then be able to get back into the routine of having sex frequently as much as you guys want to.
Yeah, holding hands while you go for a drive or go for a walk. Those things can help ease you back into it. It might be helpful to approach it as if you're just beginning to date again, you know, and you're taking it slow and step by step. That might work for some couples. The other thing that is helpful is having fun just in your relationship. When's the last time you both went out and just did something because it was fun? Something maybe that neither of you have ever done before. One thing that we did one time was tennis. Like neither of us had ever played tennis.
Yeah,
and we had
fun.
these old rackets that we were given or we borrowed from someone.
Yeah.
And
then we bought the balls.
Yep. And then we went and played tennis. Like we had no idea what we were doing.
No knowledge of the rules, nothing. We were just
having fun.
Yep.
But adding that fun to our relationship brought it
brought some spark and some newness, and it helped us to have different kinds of conversations.
Yeah.
And it's when you experience something new with somebody, there is a memory that you create that helps you guys to bond in ways that you don't really think about. You just know there is something that is that experience that you experienced. You can feel it within yourself, even though you might not be able to name it right away. So that is something that you should do. You should also get other books about sex and then try to learn more about sex, because sometimes there could be a reason why one of the partners doesn't want to have sex as often. It could be because the other person is not that great in bed. And it could also be because the other person has some insecurities that they have to deal with. And so when you talk with your partner or your spouse about these issues, bring all of those topics up, because they will help you to pinpoint what is going on and why you are having that issue. So like Ashley said, think about the problem as us versus the problem. So you sit down together and be like, hey, we have this problem. What can we do together as a couple to solve that problem? Because that problem is not helping us as a couple to move forward in our relationship. And if you view it that way, I think you'll be able to make some progress and get to the point where you'll be able to overcome this issue in your relationship. And it will definitely help you to build your sexual intimacy.
One other reason that sexual intimacy could be lacking or could be better in your marriage is because you're not feeling emotionally connected. And that's where the fun and conversations and things like that can come into play. The best way to find out how your partner feels emotionally connected to you is to ask them. Finding out their love language can be very, very helpful for this part. And then there's this, I forgot where it was, but it was a quote, is saying that some people need to have sex to feel connected, and some people need to be connected, feel connected to want to have sex. I hope that was clear.
Yes, that's clear. Yeah.
Maybe I should say it again. So, and we're actually opposites in that. Yeah. So it definitely adds a little, like a little, how do you say it?
A little what?
It just makes it a little more challenging is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And to add to that, if you are like the couple that whereby one person wants to have sex to feel connected and the other person has to be connected in order to have sex, just talk about it and then see which one you are, and then know it. Because if you don't know about this, that could be the issue that will help you to solve the sexless marriage issue. Like it could be like a game changer for your marriage. So make sure you know about that. And it's a simple question. You can ask your spouse, do you need to have sex to feel connected to me emotionally or whatever way? Or do you need to be emotionally connected first before you be willing to have sex? Like you ask that question, and that will give you guys a whole broad of things to talk about, and it will help you get into other topics like talking about intimacy and things you can do for fun, your fantasies or desires and all that.
The other thing I was going to say is that sometimes, life gets in the way and it's busy between kids and jobs and extracurricular activities, life, right? So scheduling may be beneficial for some couples.
Yeah.
What we did is we came up with a number of how many times a week we'd like to have sex. And we went off from the lowest person's number and the highest person's number and then found like a happy medium.
Yeah.
And then we talked about who would initiate too, because that could be a big thing. So I definitely recommend first sitting down and having that conversation, making sure that you're on the same side and you're going towards the same goal with each other. And one thing that can help is gratitude, believe it or not, trying to encourage each other. We do this with a gratitude journal. Every week, we sit down and we write in the gratitude journal about something that we love or we're thankful about each other during that week. And that's really added a whole other level of intimacy to our marriage, believe it or not, because it's just like it's that special thank you every week. And it's just feeling appreciated. And that really goes a long way, especially the longer you're together, when it kind of helps stave off taking for granted.
Last thing that I'll add to it is that we will link to the gratitude journal that we use in the description below this video. The other thing I was going to add was that we have a book called Questions for Couples that has a ton of questions that you can use to have engaging and intellectual conversations with your spouse, because some people connect with their partners intellectually. That is like the easiest way that will get them feeling closely connected to their partner. So we'll add the links to those resources below the description of this video.
And we also have a blog post that goes more in depth on intimacy and how to develop it, which we'll also link to in the description.
Yeah. Anything else on that?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you leave a comment in the description telling us what you would do if you were in a sexless marriage or you wanted to improve the sexual intimacy in your relationship. We'll be looking forward to reading them, and we really wanted to see if there are any things that we didn't cover that you think will be helpful for the readers who sent us these questions. And lastly, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on the new videos I'll be putting out.